Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox coming to you today with a review for Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 5, Episode 8. So let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, let's start with Candace. So Candace is in the studio and she is recording the remix to her love song that she wrote for Chris. Remember, she sang it at their wedding. Actually, you guys, the song is a really, really good song. And I remember when she first, when it first came out, I think she had posted a video of them playing it on a radio station out there in DC. And yeah, quality is quality. Sounds really, really good. Anyway, you guys, she said that Chris had been sending the song around to different producers, and one producer picked it up and they remixed it. It kind of has a little bit of a go-go beat to it and go-go sound. And yeah, gotta hand it to her. Probably the best product that's been put out from that show. Anyway, so after she finishes recording, she sits down with Chris and, you know, they're just talking about how good she feels about this. This is, you know, love. This is where she wants to be, around people who support her. You know, she's tired of all of the drama that surrounds her, especially when she gets around the girls. Okay, talked about Monique and how Monique is just fake and she's over it. She doesn't feel like she has to be a friend to her any longer because she's been a good friend all this time. She knows it. And for Monique to be taking it where she's been taking it this whole season, she's just done. Now, speaking of Monique, we see Monique, she's meeting with her team, Not for Lazy Moms. You know, she had to put that whole project kind of on the back burner because she was pregnant, but she is now belly free and she's ready to really get going with this Not for Lazy Moms whole business, the whole brand. She's trying to get this live podcast up and running. So that's what they're here to talk about today. Okay, so she sits down with her team. She wants to know where they're at. They have 300 tickets to sell. They've sold 20. All right. I am surprised considering how many fans Monique has. I mean, she's definitely a fan favorite, especially before this season. You know, we didn't know all this was going on. So I'm actually surprised that more people didn't buy tickets to go to her podcast. But, you know, I guess there has to be work put into it. I didn't know anything about the podcast and I actually follow her. So maybe they just need to, you know, put their feet to the pavement and really, you know, get the word out. So she said she's got to get serious with this because she's put a lot of money into it, $80,000 so far as she remembers. But she's going to sit down with her accountant next week so they can really just kind of mash out the numbers and, you know, she can know exactly where she's at and what she spent. One of the girls was like, is Chris going to be there? And, you know, Monique was just sort of like, yeah, you know, Chris is okay with. I was like, what's that about? I'm sure she's spending her own money. I mean, their money together is their money. They're married. But, you know, I mean, like, it's not like she can't, like, she doesn't have anything to bring to the table to pay for, you know, this whole project. So, I mean, but I was just kind of like weirded out a little bit by the way that she reacted. Maybe it was just something she didn't want to talk about on camera. So at this podcast, what's going to happen? She says she's going to have Karen and Uncle Jess up there. You know, they've been married 100 years. So it'll be good to get their perspective. She also wants to get the perspective of the newlyweds, Chris and Candace. I was like, honey, Candace, you better than me, girl. Ain't no way I would do that. All right, you're not going to get the chance to humiliate me on air. You know, Monique is not above it. You know, the fact that she's still expecting Candace to come, she says that she still kind of feels like Candace might flake out on her. But to me, you asking a lot just by inviting her, you know, especially where you guys' relationship is right now. So, yeah, like I said, Candace is better than me. I'd have been like, hell, fuck nah, bitch. But anyway, she throws a little shade. They've been married over a year and they still haven't been on a honeymoon. Why y'all so worried about this girl's honeymoon? Maybe every day of her relationship is a honeymoon. You know, that first year you're supposed to be enjoying each other, you know, to death. So, but I mean, it don't really matter if they haven't been on a honeymoon yet. Why is that? I mean, it's not the end of the world, y'all. It really isn't. So, you know, I was just really shocked when Monique said she doesn't feel like Candace is big enough to come to something that's important to her. No, what you mean to say is you don't think that Candace is going to put beside all of the bullshit that you've been putting her through all this season to still come do something that you want her to do. Let's call a spade, Monique. Now, later on, we see her and Chris. They're going for a walk. And it's fall. It's funny because the season is sort of lining up with really what's happening right now that they have delayed, that they delayed putting the show on air. So anyway, they're going for a walk. It's a fall brisk morning. She's got the baby in the stroller. She's talking to him about Not for Lazy Moms, the podcast. So he's like, lay it on me. What's going on? She says, well, I've sold 20 of 300 tickets. And Chris was like, what? 20 out of 300? That don't sound right. He was like, look, this whole project got to make sense. Okay, if it's not making money, then, maybe it's something you need to pull back on. And how much money have you spent? Now, I guess by this time she had met with the accountant. So the $80,000 that she told us about at the meeting, now it's jumped up to $200,000. And he was like, oh no, you spent too much fucking money. Okay, you're going to have to stop this whole thing. Well, let's not jump to conclusions. I mean, let's not get hasty here. Why I got to cut the whole thing out? Monique was like, no, I'm not cutting the whole thing, because as far as she's concerned, it's startup costs. She's had to have a lot of things to get started, getting her office, getting her team. I'm sure she has to pay them, getting brand and products to make sure that the word is out, all of that. So $200,000 right now, that's kind of what she had to put into it to get it going. But Chris was just like, So it starts to get a little heated in the conversation, because Monique, she has a way of kind of over talking somebody. So like when somebody else is talking, she still continues to talk too. So it's just kind of, So he was like, basically, I can't get my word in because you won't be quiet. Like, I'm trying to say something here. So we back up, because I feel like they probably didn't want to get into an argument on camera. All right, so let's start over. Go on, baby, go to daddy. You guys, there's definitely some tension between Monique and Chris this season. You can see it. You can feel it. Like she said, this whole rumor about her getting into it with the trainer. I mean, not getting into it, having an affair with the trainer. And side note, you guys, there is a video on YouTube of her friend Gigi actually giving a full account of why she felt like Monique was having an affair with the trainer. And she explains how she told Chris. She was the one that actually told Chris. Chris didn't find out about it. She told him. And there's a video on YouTube. It's very hard to hear. Somebody actually sent it to me. So you guys can research it and see, why exactly Monique is so bothered by what this Gigi girl said. I mean, it's horrible. I do believe Gigi. I don't think she's lying about it, but it's the fact that this is your friend. You should not be putting this kind of information out for just the general population. Now, it is hard to hear, like I said, so it could be that she was being recorded and she didn't know. I don't know how all of this came about, but there is a recording out. So, but anyway, so the backstory with Gigi and that story, it now you can see why everybody is reacting the way that they are on camera this season. Speaking of this whole podcast, Monique is pissed because Candace has decided that she is not going to do the podcast. I said, that's right. I wouldn't have done it either. She feels like she's so unprofessional because, she's telling her that she's not going to do it. And now Monique has to be inconvenienced and she has to go and get the flyers reprinted, 500 flyers, to take Candace off and, do whatever edition she's going to do. Listen. At the end of the day, you cannot ask somebody that you've been a total bitch to for the last however many weeks or months to come and do a favor for you, okay? It doesn't work that way. We don't bend ourselves over backwards for you to come and kick us in the pussy. Shit. So it's just sort of like, I don't know really what planet Monique is on. I feel like she's just so pissed about all of the things that's going on in her real life that it is just really... It's just really has her acting out on camera and not a benefit to herself. Like, she's making herself look just really bad. And it's unfortunate because I really do like Monique. I feel like she's a good enough person. But this season it ain't been right for her. Now, let's jump over to Ashley. So Ashley, she is meeting her husband at a restaurant, okay? It looks like it's dusk, so maybe it's for dinner. And she, the music is real tense and, you can tell it's about to be some shit, right? So she goes in there, sits down with Michael. She tells us that last night that she had gotten a text message from Robyn. She had gotten a text message from Monique. Actually, it was a picture, or I guess it was actually all of the information that was on the Gossip in the City blog, of Michael at the casino, Michael in his underwear, at a hotel room. Clearly, she said she knew those shorts, so she definitely knew that that was Michael. So she said that she called him and told him to get his ass home right now, because literally this shit was happening like live and in living color, like, it was in real time. So the woman who had been in the hotel with him had had sent it to Gossip in the City, and I guess they had posted it, like all this was happening really at the same time. So she calls him, tells him to get his ass home. All right. And I guess he hurried, hightailed it home. She said she was very upset. I still feel like she probably was upset that he was sloppy enough to get caught out there like that, but whatever. She was upset. I'll give her that. Nobody wants to get a text message from their girls like, look at your man out there, girl. So she said when he got home, they were about to start arguing, but she didn't want to argue in front of the baby. I was just like, the baby is the baby. The baby ain't gonna know what the fuck y'all arguing about. People be killing me when they be like, oh, we didn't want to argue in front of the girl. Them kids, just put that boy in the other room and handle your fucking business. Going out to dinner and shit. But ain't nobody got time to be waiting a whole nother day. You be ready to fucking explode waiting all that time. So anyway, when they get to dinner, so they can fully discuss, basically so they can do this on camera. Michael just comes clean. Yes. Some inappropriate shit happened. He was super drunk at the at the casino. One of the stripper girls asked him if he wanted to go to the hotel room. He says yes. Okay. Said that they kissed on the elevator, got to the room. He was super drunk. He laid on the bed, and he passed out. Next morning, when he got up to check his phone, is when supposedly this woman took a picture of him and sent it to Gossip in the City. My whole thing is, why you ain't got no clothes on? Yes, you definitely can pass out from drinking too much. All right. That's not impossible, but you don't pass out and then all your fucking clothes is off, So I the fact that he tells her that he did not fuck the girl, do I believe that? No, I don't believe that. Okay. I just don't. I'm sorry. It definitely could be the truth, but with Michael's history, I'm just not willing to give him that, okay? So he fucked on the girl, got up the next morning, put his underwear on, went to go look at his phone. The girl took the picture, sent it to Gossip in the City, and then it was out there. He apologizes. He comes clean. Yes, he did do that. And she said, okay, so listen, we've been in an open marriage up until now. It is super windy. We've definitely been in situations where I saw a girl, I was interested in her, we went on and did what we did. But I'm here to tell you right now, here and now, that I don't want to do that no more. I don't want to be in an open marriage anymore. Sometimes when you have kids, you feel like you can't be out there wilding like that, okay? So she's like, I don't want to do it anymore. You have to promise that you are not going to do this anymore as well. And Michael says, okay. He will not do it any longer, okay? We're going to close the doors of this marriage. And she's serious, like, it's going to be done if we keep this going. And he says, okay, he's got it. And then Michael can't take it no more. Can we cut? Okay, breaking that fourth wall. And Michael said, shit, I'm tired. Like, I didn't say all of the truth that I can today, and I'm always telling the truth, even when, I'm always in trouble. Well, nigga, quit getting in fucking trouble. Quit getting caught. What you mad at everybody else for? Because you got caught. Shit. So the producer comes in there and is kind of trying to calm him down and everything. I was just like, oh, Michael, you poor chin. You got caught and you still up shit. So then later on, we see Ashley. She goes out with her mother and her little baby sister. She says that that's her half sister. This little girl, well, she's 16. This sister is the daughter of the mom and the current boyfriend. You guys remember they don't like the current boyfriend because he's supposedly a crackhead and all of this stuff. But evidently the mom is still with the man. And this is that little girl's, that relationship is this little girl. She's the product of that. Ashley says that maybe out of that whole fucked up ass relationship that the mama got with the man, this was the best thing that ever happened, her little sister. So she's going to homecoming. So Ashley takes her to this store so that they can figure out what the little girl's going to be wearing. They don't wear gowns and stuff to homecomings any longer. So while the little girl is looking around in the store trying to see what she sees, the mom is talking to Ashley about it like, girl, your husband done got my nerves bad because, all of this information is all over the internet. Like, this is not cool. Like, he can't keep thinking that he can do stuff like this. You guys are married, you have a child. Like, the mom is not understanding why we keep on going through this. But you notice that the mom didn't say, like, you need to leave his ass, because the mom knows that Michael's money is important to this relationship. Some people are telling me that they don't think that Michael has the money that he says that he has. I mean, I think Michael does well enough. I think as far as his businesses are concerned, I think he does okay. The mom is concerned, and Ashley was like, I know, and I had a conversation with him, and, he said he's not going to do it any longer. She doesn't really get into the particulars of her being in an open marriage with her mother. Who wants to have that conversation? But she does tell her mom that she's not afraid to leave Michael, so you don't have to worry about that. She's done it before. She'd do it again. I said, I guess so, especially now that she has this baby. Okay, she definitely got some insurance on that one. So, mom, don't worry yourself about it. Now, our girl Gizelle, she is out furniture shopping. She said she's about to start a different wing of the house. I guess this is where her master bedroom is and everything. And you guys know what? She knows she has style. She knows the idea in her mind. She wants it to just be clean and crisp and white and blingy. I was just like, okay, Gizelle. Modern style homes is my least favorite. Like, I don't like that decorative style. So the fact that she's in that store and looking at everything in there, to me was ugly. I didn't like none of it, So, but she's looking at the pieces. She has Robyn down there to join her, so she can kind of pick out things for her house. Robyn was just like, enough of this shit. Like, are we gonna sit down and talk? Okay. So they sit down on one of the couches, and, Robyn says she's been really busy. Supposedly her and Juan are supposed to be looking for a new home, but damn it, she feel like they got to get engaged. I mean, they got to get married first. So yeah, they in this little furniture store and all of that, but she ain't got time to be looking at this shit. Anyway, girl, let me tell you what happened at the lake house once you left. Tells her about Monique and Candace falling out. Their friendship is just so fucked up. And Gizelle was just like, what is wrong with her? Like, we was telling Ashley something that was way more important than her stupid fire pit. You got a cheating, philandering husband out there. She needed to be made aware. And thank goodness that they did give her a heads up on that. You hear what's going on with Michael, today? And Robyn says, yes, girl. How about I was talking to Sharice on the phone about it. And I told her about the pictures that was out there. And she was like, girl, send me the pictures. And she said, girl, I sent the pictures and then looked up and sent it to Ashley. I just started laughing because we have all... Woo! No, I didn't did that. I have been guilty, because your mind is already telling you that you talking about that person. Then you turn around and send the shit to that person that you was fucking talking about. Yeah, I've done that before. So Robyn said, she had to hurry up and recover and send her another text message like, well, what do you want us to do with this? Gizelle was like, girl, good. I done taught you well. Gizelle said she does feel sorry for Ashley because Michael is just out there running amok. So she's going to try to get the girls together since she didn't get to stay at the lake house and cause any more drama. This is her chance to get the girls all together and see what else we can continue on. She doesn't say that, but I'm kind of feeling like that's how she's feeling. She gonna have a wine tasting, so they can all celebrate her and her literary award achievement. Now we see Robyn. Robyn goes over her parents' house. Her parents are retired. They look like they cool. Robyn actually seems like she would be cool if she just didn't get caught up with Gizelle all this time. But you know what? Robyn's been cool so far this season. Anyway, she goes and sits down with her parents. Her parents are retired. Her mom was a professor. Her father was a dentist. He, in his retired age, he now has, he's a jazz musician. So he's trying to get his gigs together and all of that. Anyway, she tells them how she and the boys and Juan are outgrowing their condo. I said, girl, what with the extra 400 square feet? It's time for them to move, but she feels like if they're going to be moving, then they need to be married first. And she says, the mom is just like, okay, good. She's been waiting for them to finally make it back to this point. The dad is a little hasty. Wait a minute, hold on. Maybe you guys need to kind of do a little bit of work before you decide to go down that road. The father knows that there are things that Robyn would like in her relationship to happen that Juan wasn't doing previously. So, before you go and try to tie the knot with this man and buy another house and get caught up with him again, maybe you need to put it on the table and let him know what you will and will not accept. Good advice. And Robyn says, you know what, you're right. And actually, we talked about going to a counselor because we didn't do that before. So, yeah, that's what they're going to do. And the father was like, okay, well, I mean, if you guys decide that that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do. But don't ask me for no money. Daddy said, we done did that already once before. And we see Wendy. Wendy and her husband, they're taking one of her little boys to a karate lesson. She's telling us that, she's a mom of 3 now, and it is coming towards the end of her maternity leave. She's got to go back to teaching at Johns Hopkins, and she is starting to feel like maybe she can't do that. She don't really want to go back and because I guess that job is pretty demanding. I'm sure the fact that she is on Real Housewives of Potomac has helped her out financially and maybe makes it easier for her not to have to return to that position because she's replaced that income. And she's just kind of over it. So she sits down with her husband while her son is over there, and she's just telling him, like, she not sure if she wants to do the whole professor route. She's a product of a Nigerian couple. She's Nigerian. They're Nigerian American. And, evidently in the culture, they really pressure the children to either be doctors or lawyers, engineers. Like that is the thing for them to do, from what I understand. And so she did follow in the wishes of her mother, but that's what her mom wants. She's like, her mom is very proud of that, but she's ready to do something else. And maybe, like I said, this show helps her. So the husband seems to be pretty supportive, like, whatever you want to do, basically. They seem to be financially stable, so he's going to leave it in her court, and decide, how she wants to mother her children and tend to her family from here on out. So, I mean, that was pretty much what was going on there. But she does say that, if she were to walk away from that position, that it would upset her mom terribly. Hey, sometimes we grown, and you got to do what's best for you and your family. And then lastly, you guys, this wine tasting. So Gizelle has the girls down to this winery. They're going to celebrate her literary award, she said. She has Monique and Karen and Robyn get there first, greetings. Hey, everybody. And then we have Candace and Wendy walk in together. All right, the girls in the hats. Again, everybody is greeting everybody. It's pleasant enough. Even Candace hugs Monique, even though she said, I'm not here for Monique. I'm here for the rest of my girlfriends. Okay, but she's pleasant enough to her, says hi, fine. The gang is all here. Well, minus one person. So when the winery man comes out and he's explaining the different wines to him, do we need to wait for everybody to be here? And Gizelle's like, no, Ashley, she's late. Let's just get started without her. So the man is explaining the wines to him, and, they're all standing around a table, and they're going to be sipping the wines and whatnots. Ashley comes rushing in, just like... I was like, girl, I know, because it was cold this morning here in Atlanta. She was saying how brisk and cold it was out there before, but she's made it, okay? So now the gang is all here. Ashley, will you be having something to drink? And she was just like, I'll just have a little small, a small glass of wine, because she believes that, she knows it's hard to get pregnant while you're breastfeeding, but she might be pregnant. And they were like, what? And so Gizelle was like, well, everything must be good in the Michael household, if you're pregnant. And she was just like, yeah, I mean, So now we've segued into Ashley and Michael. And look, you got to hand it to Ashley. Ashley is just going to keep it simple. She's going to tell them what it is. Okay, what did our girl Olivia Pope teach us, you guys? I'm telling you. We learned so much from How to Get Away with Murder and Scandal. But Olivia Pope always told us to just tell the fucking truth and get ahead of the fucking story. You control the narrative. And when you put your own story out there, what can they do with it? Okay? And that's pretty much what Ashley did. She told them what happened. Told them what her husband said. Pretty much exactly how he said it. And that's it. Now, of course, when she tells them that she doesn't believe, well, he said that he did not have sex with them. And, they're all just like, what, girl? Why don't you believe? My whole thing was, let this girl believe what she wants to believe. Okay. the whole story is crazy if you is supposedly in this committed relationship. So if she chose to say that that's what Michael said, that he didn't sleep with her, then just let that be. You know, they was all like, this is your marriage, and, you know, do you believe that? Like, girl, who's in it? Okay, just let this girl be what she gonna be. Okay, but she does tell him that basically her and Michael have had an open marriage. You know, they've done some things with other people in the past. And that's always hard to hear when you are a married, traditionally married couple, and you maybe have a problem with unconventional marriages. Okay, so they're all just kind of listening to her like she just said she had a horn grow out the front of her head. You know, like, open marriage, you guys are having sex with people. And but yeah, people do it, you know. So she was like, yeah, but basically she's not doing that shit anymore. Okay, and that's what they wanted to hear. Like, you still gonna be out there fucking everybody, you know? And she said, no, if we've decided not to do it any longer. If Michael goes out and does it again, then it's over, you know? So everybody seems to be relieved again. Again, I don't know why y'all so worried about Ashley and Michael marriage, child. If she like it, I love it. But fine. She thanks him for being supportive, even though she's said some fucked up things about their own marriages. She realizes that, you know, Ashley has realized a lot of things with this kid. Okay, so she appreciates them for that. Now, we get past that. Ashley asked Monique and Candace, are they okay now since the lake house? Candace was just like, yeah, we're okay. I think Candace was just trying to leave it alone. But Monique clearly is still very upset with Candace, which I promise you, I know we say this every week. I just don't understand why she's this mad at Monique. At Candace, it just does not compute. Especially when every time we get some sort of break where the girls are talking in their confessionals, it's always Gizelle that's talking about the trainer, Charisse. It's Gizelle that has constantly put this information out. She doesn't do it in front of Monique, obviously, but she does it in the confessionals. I ain't heard Candace mention shit about this trainer. I have not heard her mention anything about, except for at the beginning when they were talking about it, but I haven't heard her talk about anything regarding Monique's marriage to Chris and any of that. It feels so weird to keep having her go against Candace and really just want to go off. I mean, clearly this fight needed to happen. Monique really wanted it to happen. She said that she left Candace at back there. She's not even dealing with Candace right now, in other words. And Candace was saying how Monique is sometimey and how, when she was leaving the lake house, she could, she had to act like she was asleep. And first Monique was like, honey, I was not asleep. Like, what are you talking about? I'm always woke. And then it continues on, oh girl, well, yeah, well, do you know what I went through to have to, get that whole thing planned? Oh girl, you wouldn't know because you don't have any kids. I was like, here we go. Candace was like, what does that have to do with anything? Well, you wouldn't know. You don't have any kids. I guess people without kids don't have the opportunity to be tired like people with kids. Come on, Monique. Okay. So then she was like, you are kid shaming me. Okay. You're mom shaming me. Well, you would have to be a mom for me to shame you. So then it just starts to get stupid and petty like that. The girls are all sitting there listening. Candace is trying to tell her, I appreciate everything that you went through to make sure that the lake house experience happened and all of that. Monique is arguing with Candace, but not to Candace. So she's talking to Gizelle and Karen and whoever else is around her about her side. And Candace is talking to the other girls about her side. And it's just a whole bunch of... And, it just escalates. It's just a lot of yelling going back and forth. And, Monique and Candace kind of end up right up on each other, close enough for Candace to have her hand in her face like this and Monique to be flipping her hair like, get out of my face, get out of my face. And next thing you know, there's some pushing and shoving, and then it's the fight that we probably will never see. It's so fucking annoying. You guys pump up these fights, and then we don't never get to see it. We see a whole bunch of, the screen go jagged, and, it get dark, and then it'll blink, and then we'll see a little bit of something, and that shit gets on my nerves. They did the same thing with the Nene closet fight, and now this. You know, I'm sure they do it because they don't want it to, you know, they don't want to end up getting sued or whatever. I didn't see any previews for next week's episode, so I don't know how that's going to go. But yeah, you guys, Monique. Girl, you just wrong. You just wrong. All right, you guys, that is it. I'm going in here and get this edited. I'll get it up to you. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, Roxstars. Bye.